else he goes. No,
Right.
you're not. You go to the finals and you could win depending on who you have. If you do have James Harden and Joel Embiid and Klay Thompson, who else would you say? Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and Cat. I don't know. Like what do we? I don't know. If, yeah, you could, but like Curry's gonna be there too. Curry's all-time 3-point record, bro.
Hmm.
All-time 3-point record,
Bro.
right?
Just recently? Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Come on, bro. I mean, didn't he just?
I know you're talking about like in the playoffs, in the finals, like.
No, 43 points broke his record for playoff or finals. Most points in the
He
game.
had 43 yesterday.
No, like game 5.
Mm.
So like, I mean, bro. I mean, what do you do? He has 4 rings, bro. LeBron has 4 rings. He's been there 6 times or 7 times. LeBron's been there 10 times, 12 times.
No, he's been like 9. Wait,
He's
10.
been there way more times than he's won. Curry, their percentages is not equal. But also, LeBron does things that I mean, there's arguments and shit for sure. I see it, but like. Curry plays the great ass franchise, which had Mark Jackson coaching them up, right? And then Steve Kerr, and they've had three solid players the last decade. I knew that shit was over. You're not being though. Too much experience. You know that in basketball you run sets. Sets will beat you. Sets will beat anything. Continuation, continuity, and just continuing running, hammering down. And if you're solid enough and disciplined enough in sets, where you could just keep doing a handoff or keep doing a dribble drive or keep doing some type of thing and just running sets. The most fundamental, unathletic, disciplined players could be a lot of teams that you would never even imagine. The Warriors have sets. They have a playbook. Just they got that shit down, like, and they're running and shit. And like even their younger guys are like,
They bought in. Hard not when you play with a nigga like Curry.
he makes everyone better around him.
But don't. Wouldn't you say Draymond Green do too?
Yes, but that's not the. I mean, everybody makes everyone good around them. That's because they choose to pick good players to be around. Jordan Poole bought in a likable guy. Andrew Wiggins, lovable guy. All these guys, Curry, lovable guy. Klay, lovable guy. Draymond, lovable guy. Till he talks and says some goofy shit, donkey shit. But like all these people, that's because the organization isn't worried about anything else but what their morals are. Like, and that's just like solid dudes. You don't hear about them. You don't hear like what? They wouldn't even take a chance on it. They're not drafting for. They haven't been. They don't take chances. They won't take chances. They're not gonna take chances on anybody that's not like what. And they found a Jordan Poole, bro. They're about to give up Wiggins, bro. They got to. They're gonna keep Jordan Poole and Wiggins. Sure. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if that's the thing or not. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure one of them has to go if I'm not mistaken. And it just makes sense.
Why? We want him to go.
Because they're both gonna want. They're both gonna want maxes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like,
But they don't have to go. You saying it like it has to go? Like, nah, bro. Like if Curry took a cut, Klay took a cut, and Dre took a cut, and then they want just so they can pay the young guys, like yeah, 100%, bro. Or not young guys, I guess. Like Wiggins already got paid. Wiggins already's been got paid, bro.
Clay's not. I don't think Clay's gonna be.
And
like,
Wiggins will be the probably. Well, nah.
Wiggins needs to get paid regardless.
But he's got paid, bro. Wiggins signed a contract. He signed a contract. This
He
is
signed
his
a contract
Timber.
at his last deal. His last contract was with the
So yeah,
Wolves.
now he could
That
go
was
get
a
his
TV
max or super max type shit.
Yeah,
If he's really got bought in, like yeah,
he needs.
yeah.
That everyone gets that for. He's on his
But
second contract.
people are gonna be,
So what?
people are,
Four or five.
but people are gonna be like, do you deserve a super max G? Because we just seen what
He's
you
gonna
did.
get worse. I don't think he'll get paid. He's not gonna get no 300. He's not gonna get no over no 2.
Exactly. Does he deserve a max contract? Because people seen what he did with his last max contract. He didn't like, he's not like no team leader, but he's
But
good
that's
with
a
the
whole-
Warriors.
He's what?
He's not no team leader,
Sure.
but he's good with the Warriors type shit. So like, does you still deserve a max even though you're that good on our team? Because you can't. Like Wiggins would be good if he had like a team, like 'cause he was on a solid like. I feel like Wiggins was getting nice, bro. Like he just
Yeah.
and like he just had like I feel like well and I even seen him say something about Tom Thibodeau like was kind of like stopped his progression and then like ever since then it's just been. And even Draymond was like, yo, it's not the people always want to point at the players. It's sometimes the organizations. And he kind of hinted at the Wolves, like.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel like for Tom Thibodeau can fuck up and he can make or break you depending on what kind of player you are.
But I feel like Draymond could have won a championship with Kobe. I feel like he could have won one with a nigga like not Kevin, but I feel like he could have took. AI. I feel like he would have won one.
With any team.
No, I'm saying Draymond could have won. No, not. I'm saying like. If he was Kobe's sidekick or AI sidekick, he could have got AI there. He could have got like a lot of people there, and I feel like even though I don't really
he could have got Kobe there. Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum had to get him there. Shaq had to get him there.
I think Draymond's like a low key better than Bynum and Pau Gasol probably, even though
finals, bro. This nigga averaged 2.4 points.
This finals.
So, bro, Pau Gasol is a fucking.
Bro,
Pau Gasol would ice this nigga on skates, bro.
For real?
Bro.
Thanks for letting me know, because I already didn't really care for Draymond Green. I thought he was super
They
good.
even play the same position. No one plays the center and power forward. I don't think Pau plays the. He plays center? No, he plays the power. Maybe they do small forward. I don't know. No, I don't know. But either way, bro, if that was a thing, bro, that's not a thing, bro. That's like fucking. I don't know. I mean, Draymond's. Even this series, bro, he got subbed. He didn't even start one of the games.
Yeah, bro. Like, let me keep making some wild basketball play takes real quick.
I'm live,
bro.
Let
me keep going.
I can't.
I just said he could have got AI. Iguodala was nice with AI. There's a lot of people who were nice with AI. But Draymond Green,
Green is
nice,
literally
bro.
the nigga at the park that is like he can't shoot, can't dribble. He can only set screens and only fucking be a team player and play defense. Only rebound, only make sure that goes to the fucking but you like.
And that's the thing, bro.
You would average 2.42, like a nigga like you. No. But he sets too many proper. Did you see that? Did you see that meme where he set a three screens at the top of the fucking key? Nobody in the league has done that in fucking.
That's the thing, bro. Like I'm sure, like he goes home and he takes a lot of credit. Like not this finals maybe, but the other finals. He's like, yo, because there's a lot of good players, but they can't shine unless. You know what I'm saying? I just look at it if I was
that nigga's wife literally puts a fucking image in her head of Steph Curry while she's fucking Draymond. That nigga Draymond gives all praise to the Most High. They could replace him with a lot of people and be good. You're not replacing Steph and Clay. Draymond is very vital to the Warriors, and he's very bought in. He's probably the best fit that the Warriors.
I'm just saying, bro.
Curry's
already wrote up all the naysayers, and now look at this one. Could he have done it without Draymond? I'm just talking, bro. Just chill out. No, it's a joke. That's what I'm saying. Like, what can people say now? Like,
no, I mean he might have 3 instead of 4. He might have 2 instead of 4.
Or without Clay, he could have done.
Without Clay, I mean, then now we're talking, bro. That's different. Like
nobody just gets.
Clay is a piece, like a piece. Clay's not a piece that you're gonna.
Clay has NBA records.
Clay was never. If Clay has records.
NBA records.
Wait, what records?
points in a quarter.
Okay. But I mean, I'm not. I'm asking.
Youngest player to have most points in a quarter, maybe.
No, he has the record for the most points with the least amount of dribbles. He had like 42 points with 14 dribbles.
Yeah, NBA record.
NBA record, and like no cap.
And honestly, bro, I personally look at this shit like if this was just a league at Lifetime and we played 20 seasons or 20 championship things, and who won the most and like who had the most records or who was the best player, I'd be like, okay. Steph was probably the best. Steph and Clay were the best. Yeah, you guys were the best players. You know.
Scottie and Michael Robin. There's never been they're a better duo than D-Wade and LeBron. Like,
so you said Scottie and Michael Robin?
Scottie and Mike, LeBron, or Curry and Clay, or Scottie and Mike.
Oh, for sure.
Rodman being Draymond.
Oh, right.
You're not. I mean.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying, bro. So like, it'll be interesting to see now that the Warriors just did this. It'll be interesting to see the next 2 years what happens. This was kind of good for the NBA because like now it's like okay, they just said like what's up, and it'll be interesting to see who they add and they like you know what I'm saying, just like and then how other teams respond and be like and how other players because it's now for LeBron's legacy. He's like okay, fuck all this other like everybody's. Niggas can't say shit now. It's like, yo,
KD and
Curry don't talk shit. And y'all niggas just be.
He plays. He takes care of his. Y'all may take care of y'all's too, but he does it the fuck better.
Y'all should. It seems like y'all shouldn't be getting paid.
Right. Y'all should be getting paid what you. Curry should be getting. Curry's might be getting KD and Kyrie. All them niggas might be getting like 300 M's. Curry, I feel like should be getting like 6 or 7, but that's not even a thing. For real? Curry's gonna go down as that though. Like, don't leave me like a thing, bro. Them niggas are not like. I don't think they're going. And now after this, they're not going anywhere. They weren't ever going anywhere.
They're just out there in Cali.
Clay is not tripping about no basketball shit. He just wants to go out and just live a wholesome life and find and play basketball and find a partner that is wholesome enough to like hang out with him and he loves Curry. Wife. That nigga's girlfriend is fucking him because of Curry too. He knows it. That nigga's a dweeb. Everybody on the Wiggins, bro, literally is sucking Curry's balls right now. Thank you, my nigga. You just literally fucking what? You just literally helped me crack the algorithm. And only you, like you were the piece, bro. How does that work? Da Vinci, like what? Think of it. Curry's different, bro. Think about all the shit that LeBron, all the things in the highlights that LeBron is. A lot of his reasons for being in the media were because of his like decisions to do certain things. That Curry had the same decisions to do at some point, but just is not about that. Like not even a thing. They're from the same place, but like, I don't think they're from the same cloth. You know, LeBron's dark skin, Curry's light skin. You know, LeBron's still in that lane. You know, we team up. Not one. Curry, I mean, I guess he was blessed with a super team. Anyway.
It'll come.
But it came from the ground up though. Like they worked for it too. It takes that camaraderie and the chemistry to like make like that happen. If it wasn't for two people like being brothers, Curry and Clay. You know, you don't think they're not brothers, bro? You don't think if Curry called Clay right now, they wouldn't answer on the first ring if they were able to, you know? Like,
right.
I have 3 kids. Clay's over here like, I got shit else to do. I'm over here on a boat. You know, like, they're chilling. They're like.
They had a tough defense, and it was like nice, bro.
Thing about it.
And they've been playing together. Do they still have Gordon Hayward? No, hell no. What are you talking about, bro? Stop. No, do they? I still don't know.
No, you don't. No, he doesn't. He plays for New Orleans. He plays for LaMelo Ball, bro.
Oh, that shit.
No, he plays with the fucking Hornets. My bad.
Yeah, bro.
Nobody's worried about it. Bro, yeah, no. Think about it, bro. KD played with the Warriors last year, right? Kyrie played on the Celtics last year.
Some shit, bro. It was some bubble shit. Yeah, who knows, bro?
Who knows? But if the Warriors weren't injured, the bubble ring too. The Lakers won the bubble ring. Anthony Davis won a bubble ring, and he hasn't shot a ball since. He even said it in that. Did you have a shot a ball since? Did you see it recently?
I thought he said the loss.
Huh?
But I thought he said since his loss.
Since that last loss.
Oh, he lost
March
in the bubble?
16th. It wasn't the bubble. That was exaggerating. He played the whole season. But I'm saying he was a no-show this whole season. And he was injured on and off. The nigga hasn't done shit since the bubble. Since he won that ring. But Anthony Davis been Garby-Warby since that ring. LeBron hasn't. Anthony Davis has. And Anthony Davis has not lived up to it. He got that ring. This nigga is sold. Fact. We don't know that fact, but we know that he's sold. I don't know if it's because he's become injury. He's been injured too. The nigga can't stay healthy. Like, bro, huh? You didn't get that ring and get. You need to get that bubble ring and just like invest some bread into fucking just how can I like what who's not talking to how are like what are these people not just worried about like what y'all make this much they're not that's why you just gotta know one and then they'll be then they're willing to spend that bread once you got that like, it's just crazy like yeah. Who wins next year? Well, it doesn't even matter because this Steph's league, LeBron Steph doesn't look showing signs of age like LeBron is. KD is stuck in over East and Kyrie. They lost. They barely. Now what are they gonna win a championship and do that too and fight all that? Fight all those battles with KD and Kyrie without James Harden and prove everyone wrong? I don't think so, bro. No, I don't think so. The West is gonna be stacked next year. It's crazy how basketball is gonna be next year. Everybody's gonna suck. Everybody, it's gonna be ridiculous. There's gonna be so many people. There's so many injuries right now. Not everyone's gonna suck. I'm just saying, like, everyone thinks the Wolves are gonna be doing something next year. They're gonna be 10th seed. What? Paul George coming back. Who else is coming back?
Kawhi
and Paul George coming back, bro. Like what? West. Lakers are hungry. LeBron.
People have such a recency bias, man. Kawhi's gonna show everybody next year why you guys are gonna be stupid for saying Curry's the best. You can be like, yo, he can probably face Curry in the finals and be like, splat.
Availability, bro. Put that on a career. Put that on a 10-year time frame. You can do that once every 3 or 4 years.
Shit, he'd be like 6 years ago. I was winning championships in Texas, bro.
He has 2 rings, right? Kawhi. Curry has 4. Availability.
Kawhi does it on his third team, then what? 3 different whole teammates, coaches, everything, nigga. Like
that's cool, but like
teams, I really went in and did this, nigga.
That's not 20 years at one organization, 5 rings, boom.
Nah, but the way Kawhi, it's the way you do your teams.
Yeah, it's the way you do it too. That's where Kawhi gets it. If he does it on 3, then he have 3.
He like did it naturally with San Antonio. Then he got traded.
It's fine. Curry's the first unanimous Finals MVP and is that it?
Wait, for real?
Yeah, he's unanimous. Because with Iguodala and everybody, it was not an argument with this Finals. Wiggins was not an argument. People wanted to just to build the hype, but Curry averaged 30 ball. Wiggins averaged 16 ball, 20 ball. I don't know.
Yeah, that's MVP before like Michael Jordan.
defeating the Boston Celtics in Game 6 of 2020 and taking home the title. Steph Curry. Unanimous. How do you spell that? O-U-S. Finals MVPs. Final MVPs. Final MVPs. Finals MVP. Final MVP. Aaron's Game 6 takeaways, Warriors masterclass, and closing out finals. Who has won unanimous finals MVP? Stephen Curry. Wins the first yes. Cementing his place as one of the for Curry as finals. When they talked about it right after that, right as he received his award, right, I'm pretty 90% sure right as he received his award, he said, I don't want to talk about my finals MVP award, or I don't want to talk about my finals MVP award, whatever. I want to talk about my fourth ring. Like, what? Who says that? LeBron would have been like, man, it's been a long time coming, man. Just a young man from Akron, Ohio, being 16, playing on my J. Like, bro, what? It's just whole different. Like, bro, if you telling me you're picking anybody in the league before Curry, bro, you're joshing yourself. If you're talking about, like, I don't know, like anything. If you're talking from the manager, if you're talking about from a teammate, I'm not trying to dick right, because I honestly, like, he is my favorite. He is one of my favorite players. Not my favorite player but like, I fuck with him heavy. He gotta be like my favorite player by like default, because like, what, bro? You sleeping?
Play by default.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, bro. Like that's crazy. What?
Shit's crazy because DJ was trying to have that argument too, but it wasn't an argument. He was like bothering me. Is Curry the greatest point guard of all time? And I'm like, I don't really know the point guards or anything, but like I know Magic was cool as fuck. He has 5 rings, but like, okay, then Magic. Who else are you talking about? I don't know.
Right.
Talking about the best shooter of all time.
It'll be interesting to see the animation do one of those Magic Steph Curry one. Like his Magic probably need a teammate. If he's getting locked up, he'll pass it, and Curry can just like throw it up.
No, do they play each other 1-on-1?
Right, but sometimes they have teammates, so they might do it the first 3-on-3 for that one.
Curry would need a teammate.
Oh, bro.
Curry's defense is trash. Magic would sauce him. Magic would score 40 on Curry. Curry would score 40 back.
With Magic's defense, he's 6'10", like his point guard handles.
He would lock Curry up. I mean, he wouldn't lock Curry up. Curry would still score. Curry's scoring that. Curry's crazy. Bro, the thing about it is, bro, he runs through an offense that just screens for him all day. If you Google what team, it's probably Trae Young, Steph Curry. Bro, like who else? Luka? I mean, I don't know. I don't know who else is just running for one player, bro. And then he whatever, like
Curry. Relatively speaking, yeah.
He's a very sound. He's definitely that was disgusting. He's definitely been possession. He can lock up because he's won championships. You gotta lock up. Got to lock up. You know how many times he's been in a situation where somebody's been 3-2 and he always exactly. People used to always criticize his defense and his ankles and his health, but he started doing different shit.
He was like, yo, I'm a growing boy, bro. Chill.
He was young as fuck. LeBron was in high. I mean, I'm just taking it, but like, bro. That's a. Who are you taking, bro? You know, they were saying, bro, what are these documentaries about Curry after it's all said and done going to be talking about? Them bitches are going to be fired. That's what some were saying. It's going to be ridiculous. Whatever. He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Like, he's a billionaire. Like that nigga, even if his net worth isn't there yet right now, it will be for sure by the end of his career. And either way, the money doesn't matter though. He's got 4 rings. He did it crazy. He allowed KD to get one. But he did. He joined. You don't. Let's not forget. What KD literally go to them. Like what? He didn't allow it. Like, but I mean, yes, he did. I guarantee you, if he told the front office that like, yo, I do not fuck with KD. Like, I'm good on that. That's not like. They would not have been like, yeah, sure. Well, you're no, nigga. This is. Don't get it. No. LeBron wanted Kyrie. LeBron needed Kyrie at that moment, probably, I would even say. Curry didn't need KD at that moment. I mean, like, maybe they went to win it that year, but, like, nobody could tell. They won it after, too. It's over with, bro. What else is good, though, Jimmy? Is that your new phone?
Yeah. No, that's a slime phone.
Mm-hmm. Bro, you gotta tell me what was up with that. What happened the other night?
What?
When you were like slamming shit, and then I saw you at the. I went to the back door or whatever, and then Cam was like crying or something. Or maybe she was laughing.
Oh, I had threw the pillow at the fan, bro. Tweaking, bro.
And she started crying.
Was she crying, bro? She might have been crying before I did that, bro.
I thought you were about to sauce it up and be like, was she crying? She wasn't even crying, bro. She was probably yawning. He said, no, she's probably crying before that. But okay.
Yeah, bro. She. Yeah, bro, I was just probably having a stressful day or something. You know what I'm saying? I was getting through it. I threw the pillow at the fan. Then I had my peanut butter cup with my smoothie in it. I damn near did that too.
And what?
I had damn near tossed that too. That shit crazy.
Yeah. Besides the peanut butter thing, you told me you threw the pillow at the fan like 17 times now. I'm just wondering, like, you remember I walked downstairs and you were like, I'm like, yo, you good? I thought I heard some banging. You're like, oh yeah, I threw the pillow at the fan. And then now you tell me like, what?
Yeah, bro.
Why'd you throw a pillow? Was it making noises?
Nah,
Or you were
bro.
mad?
I couldn't believe how much noise the fan made when I threw the pillow at it. That's just it was just like I was like this. I was like, damn, my good. Like, y'all, that shit crazy. I didn't even throw a pillow at the fan like that. Like, sheesh, I meant to throw that bitch.
Brother was pissing you off?
Bro, you can grab that. You can spark that, bro. Did I grab that?
That's yours, bro. You gotta swear.
Is that it right there?
Wait, we have another one, bro. Wait, didn't we just spark? Did you give me something? Am I tripping? No, wait. I'm high, bro. And lit. Not lit. Until I stand up. Then I'm it.
Is that not a wood right there?
Where?
By the bag.
This? It's not a wood.
Oh, I probably got it right here, bro. Oh, I bet.
You got a pocket prisoner?
Nah, bro. That shit's hilarious. There actually is a pot in there under the workbench.
Fourth NBA championship, and as a result, they're definitely making sure that they take a nice little victory lap in talking trash to everyone that doubted them. Whether it's Klay Thompson remembering the time that Jaren Jackson Jr. trash talked him.
I can't wait. There was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum. Wait, there was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum.
Down to the Golden State Warriors chanting Draymond and wearing banner 18 shirts to troll the Boston Celtics, and even to Andrew Wiggins saying to Jordan Poole that we're about to get a bag.
Hey, you about to get a bag. You about to get a bag. No. You about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We all want to.
With all due respect to Andrew Wiggins, you've been having a bag, bro. No disrespect to Andrew Wiggins, because I'm one of his earliest believers. One of my first videos on this channel was a video saying that people need to give Andrew Wiggins more time all the way back in 2017. But man, this man was paid so much money without proving his talent, and he's about to get paid again. And honestly, I'm happy for the entire core. But if there's one person that isn't really happy about the current state of things, it's Kevin Durant. And he let everybody know how he feels about the Warriors winning a championship. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. And if you think I talk too much, we upload short versions of these videos to my TikTok and Instagram. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Like I was telling you guys in the introduction, there was a lot of trolling going down between the Golden State Warriors and, well, anyone that they potentially got into beefs with over the past year, or maybe even longer and deeper beefs, like, I don't know, Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. I don't know if you could call it a beef, but there is something there. They're obviously cordial with one another. I don't necessarily think they're best friends. Draymond Green did have Kevin Durant on a one-on-one to hash out everything that went down between them during Kevin Durant's final season with the Golden State Warriors. But obviously, these two have a decent amount of history. The short version of this is during a game versus the Los Angeles Clippers back during what would be Kevin Durant's final season with the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green would bring the ball up court, where one of the Los Angeles Clippers defenders would knock it out of his hands before he could get a shot off. This would result in overtime, and Draymond Green and Kevin Durant were seen exchanging words. At one point, Kevin Durant said that he's trying to win a basketball game to Andre Iguodala, and Draymond Green is notorious for his trash talking. Apparently, what he said to Kevin Durant was the Golden State Warriors were able to win before you came here. And as a result of the entire exchange, Draymond Green would get suspended by the Golden State Warriors for a game. Now, as talented as Kevin Durant is, he is by far one of the most sensitive players, not only in the NBA, but I think in all of sports. I mean, I try to make a habit out of whenever my comment section gets a little bit toxic, I'll do my best not to read it. And even I am a little guilty of just, I want to read my comments, you know, even though there's some negativity in there. But it seems like anytime there's an opportunity for Kevin Durant to acknowledge negativity or hate towards him, he just goes for it. And it's really easy to get under KD's skin. And this is very strange because Kevin Durant is one of the most transcendent scorers in NBA history. So ultimately, we know what.
How do we know? How does? Is it only because of his like Twitter and shit and all that he's I don't. In media, you can't do that in like after game. So how do we know that he's like the softest and shit? He must be just trash at his Twitter and all that, like they say he is. Because like, how do we know he's soft and?
Does he like respond to every Instagram comment? Like,
does he like?
If I at him right now, would he say something?
I think it's a Twitter thing that is the big thing for him.
If I at him, would he say something? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Right. Like I want to hear that one more time. I don't know. Like just.
An opportunity for Kevin Durant to acknowledge negativity or hate towards him, he just goes for it. And it's really easy. He's one of the most transcendent scorers in NBA history. So ultimately, we know what would happen. I think as a result of that exchange, Kevin Durant felt a little bit of a threat to his legacy and felt like he had to go to a new team in order to really prove himself. He needs to go to a team that isn't a playoff contender, is in the middle of a large market, has historically struggled for a large period of time, and try to bring them to an NBA championship. So he left the Golden State Warriors and decided to sign with the Brooklyn Nets and join Kyrie Irving. A lot of people.
How do you feel about that? Because his career's in jeopardy.
Because his career wasn't healthy.
In jeopardy or whatever that dude said. Like, for one, doesn't everybody kind of do that? Didn't LeBron do that? Didn't Durant do that? Didn't Wiggins do that? Anybody from Minnesota who leaves and gets a ring?
Yeah, I feel like if you leave, if you go in somewhere, you should probably go somewhere that you think you can win. You know.
Is it because? Do we know that he's like that? Like, is he like?
What do you think it's saying?
For a large period of time and try to bring them to an NBA championship. To really prove himself, he needs to go to a team that isn't a playoff contender, is in the middle of a large market, has historically be strange because Kevin Durant is one of the most transcendent scorers in NBA history. So ultimately, we know what would happen. I think as a result of that exchange, Kevin Durant felt like he had to go to a new team to really prove himself. He needs a team that isn't a playoff contender. Market has his for a large period of time. Try to bring them to an NBA championship. Stay with the and join Kyrie Irving. A lot of people make fun of him for this. Ultimately, I think it was one of those decisions
that's actually crazy. Not only did he leave the team that he was on to go to the Warriors. What team was that? He was OKC? No. He's not OKC before the Warriors? Yeah, he left that market when
he lost to the finals.
Yeah, because he lost in the finals when he was super loyal like Dame Lillard, and he was like, yo, I fuck with this small market. KD's a small market guy. He just wants to play basketball. That's perfect for OKC. He's never going anywhere. He showed his loyalty then, and then he did that shit, got the ring or whatever, like he was supposed to do, or whatever. But we did it like in that whatever snake shit, or whatever, in a snake way, which I'm sure is credible. I'm sure it was some snake shit. I don't. Yeah, you get a red flag for that. But then he also left after he got a ring and was talking to Kyrie like flirt, like cheating, and like linking up into after he just got a ring with the team. Like what? Because he knew he wasn't gonna ever be credible because of Curry, and even like the help of Clay and Draymond. Like that's.
Could have gone either way for him. It could have been a decision that paid off remarkably and was a legacy saver for him. But what's ironic is if he would have stayed on the Golden State Warriors, he could have potentially saved his legacy there. Because, and there was no way he could have known this, him and Klay Thompson both had really intense injuries during their NBA Finals series versus the Toronto Raptors, where Klay Thompson tore his ACL and Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. Now, for the season following that, Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant were out. But the season after, when Kevin Durant was able to come back, Klay Thompson would tear his Achilles before the season would start. So if Kevin Durant would have stayed on the Golden State Warriors, well, there would have been a chance that he and Steph Curry could have carried the Warriors potentially to an NBA championship. What ended up happening was the Golden State Warriors executed a sign and trade where Kevin Durant was sent to the Brooklyn Nets for D'Angelo Russell, flipped D'Angelo Russell to the Timberwolves for number 8 overall pick in the NBA draft that would turn into Jonathan Kuminga, and then as a result, we're able to win.
Before that he said
was the Golden State Warriors executed a sign and trade with NBA championship. What ended up happening was the have carried the Warriors potentially to an NBA championship. What ended up happening was the Golden State Warriors executed a sign and trade where Kevin Durant was sent to the Brooklyn Nets for D'Angelo Russell, flipped D'Angelo Russell to the Timberwolves for number 8 overall pick in the NBA draft that would turn into Jonathan Kuminga, and then as a result, we're able to win a championship a few days ago. So I'm not saying Kevin Durant is an idiot for his decision. I get the logic and the reasoning to his decision. Unfortunately, this was the worst case scenario scenario. The man just had horrible luck. I mean, during last year's playoffs, the Brooklyn Nets were going on a bit of a run with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving carrying a majority of the load. Fortunately, Kyrie Irving sustained a season-ending injury, and James Harden was hampered by a hamstring injury. The season after, there was Kyrie Irving's vaccine drama, where he himself admitted to the fact that that may have gone in the way of his goals of winning a championship. Meanwhile, everything is clicking for the Golden State Warriors, and they win an NBA Finals, while the Brooklyn Nets get swept by the team that loses to the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. It's just bad luck, and this is just me remaining completely objective. But you do have to admit, as a result of this, Kevin Durant haters are just taking the opportunity to absolutely destroy him and his legacy. And it seems like Draymond Green and Kevin Durant not really revive their
But that, yeah.
but they got into some exchanges recently. So once again, Kevin Durant's oversensitivity was his downfall. So someone posted the Draymond Green podcast and quoted the Draymond Green podcast, saying they need those shiny objects for them to be able to analyze what's going on. Steph Curry got double teamed 7 times the amount KD did. The impact he has on a game, if you don't understand basketball, you're going to say he needs a finals MVP to validate who he is. And this is what drives me nuts. As someone that consistently takes shots at the media, which is who Kevin Durant is, you should know that one of the #1 tricks people do, I know this man wasn't a media guy, but one of the #1 tricks people do to get a reaction out of players is by taking interviews out of context and packaging it to make it sound worse than it is. So KD took the bait here and said, from my view of it, this is 100% false. Now, Draymond Green, to his credit, took the high road here, saying, you have to learn to listen to full takes and not snippets before you get baited into tweeting, champ. And Kevin Durant responded saying, oh, I seen it, my brethren. I appreciate the compliments, but I disagree with what you said about double teams. That's all. I love the show. A few days later, Kevin Durant tweeted reacting to Game 1 of the NBA Finals while the Celtics were in the midst of a fourth quarter comeback to take an early series lead and steal home court. At that exact point, Kevin Durant tweeted that high level of basketball is being displayed, gentlemen. I feel like this is either Kevin Durant really not wanting the Warriors to lose, or just Kevin Durant having respect for the fact that the Boston Celtics swept him for a reason. They're an incredible defensive team. And earlier on Friday, while Draymond Green was feeling himself, he clapped back at Kevin Durant, saying extremely high level of basketball was displayed. This brings us to, well, Kevin Durant's current situation. Obviously, Kevin Durant isn't necessarily feeling the greatest, and I don't care who you are, there is no way, shape, or form that you can convince me that Kevin Durant wanted the Golden State Warriors to win the series. As a matter of fact, he had every reason to want the Boston Celtics to win the series. But the moment the Golden State Warriors won an NBA championship, well, Kevin Durant was trending on Twitter. So this is where we currently stand. A fan absolutely ethered Kevin Durant. This is something he should have ignored, to be honest, but this one stings, saying Kevin Durant's legacy just died. He's now the guy between Harrison Barnes and Andrew Wiggins, the guy who left the Beatles. Yeah, that one stings, man. And honestly, I wish he didn't respond to it, but he responded saying, I've been dead since July 4th, 2016, but congrats to the Dubs and my boy Steezy, a Fillmore legend. Man's been waiting his whole life for a parade on Market Street. What's driving me nuts is he keeps it going. I mean, he responds to another fan that's clearly hating on him, saying, how does it feel to not be loved by any of the fans of the team that you won back-to-back titles with, all because you couldn't help yourself from throwing shade at everyone in the organization when the opportunity arose? The one thing I don't like about Kevin Durant is his responses are so weak. He just acknowledges the hate, and his response is, love will get you killed. It's just sad, man. I just wish Kevin Durant, a man that is really close to being a billionaire, I'm not sure if he's a billionaire already, a brilliant entrepreneur in his own right, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, and yeah, it's really very difficult to 100% navigate your career with peak efficiency, but I just wish he knew how to handle the media a little better. He's not even responding anything witty in this situation. He's just taking the hate. In my opinion, it's honestly a little sad. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike.
How is he going outside? Did he say any KD did anything, or is this whole video just clickbait? Because the title of this video is Kevin Durant is going outside.
Well, he went outside by saying, by doing that last Draymond Green, where Draymond Green showed the backside, good defense showing, and then
Oh, just because people are trying to troll him, he's going outside?
No, he said, like, there's good defense being displayed, and obviously it's... What do you... What?
You're not going to try to compliment your team that you support, huh?
Say it again?
I don't think that's going outside to compliment the team you should play for.
You play for the Celtics?
No, he said high level of basketball being displayed right now, gentlemen.
When the Celtics were locking up the Warriors.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And then Draymond tweeted back after.
Oh, I thought it was when
they won that one game.
Oh, dang! That's
KD went out and said.
Oh,
that
that's
shit,
crazy.
And then they ended up losing anyway. So like, what are you talking about, KD? And Draymond went out and said it right after the next game after they won a high level of defense because they locked up the same numbers or whatever. So KD's just a goof. That's why KD and Kyrie play on the same team. Kyrie's kind of a goof too, bro. If you think about professional sports, yeah, you have your opinion and everything, but you're like,
Elon Musk is getting sued for $258 billion in what will be one of the most ridiculous lawsuits we've ever come across. If you're going to file a lawsuit, you might as well ask for enough money to become the richest person on the planet. Here's how much money $258 billion is. If $412 billion 1 year ago in Dogecoin, you'd have $258 billion today. Dogecoin has taken a little tumble for something so... If you would have invested $1,412 billion 1 year ago in Dogecoin, you'd have $258 billion today. Dogecoin has taken a little tumble for something so valuable. It's such a shock that we've seen an 81.73% drop in the past year. That's bad news for Elon Musk because one little disappointed investor got upset enough to file a lawsuit. This lawsuit was filed on Thursday, June 16th. We're going to find out that Keith Johnson isn't too happy with Elon right now. I think there's a lot of people upset at Elon right now. You have half of Twitter's employees, Dogecoin holders, and the robots working in the Tesla factories that just want a 10-minute break. Defendants Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Tesla Inc. are engaged in a crypto pyramid scheme, aka Ponzi scheme by way of Dogecoin cryptocurrency. These are some pretty bold claims by our plaintiff Keith Johnson. Running a pyramid scheme is illegal unless you're an influencer promoting crypto projects that end in ENU or MLMs. Dogecoin is not a currency, stock, or security. It's not backed by gold, other precious metal, or anything at all. Dogecoin is backed by a
financial freedom. It's what everyone wants. The ability to not worry about money, the ability to flex on people, and also sit on a beach for some reason with a laptop, which I'm sorry is a dumb fantasy. Sand and keyboards do not mix. All you've done is give yourself a terrible experience with both. Sorry to go on that weird tangent, but also it needed to be said. The point is that everyone wants financial freedom, and many people look to cryptocurrency as a new way to get it. Because nobody trusts the monopoly man controlling the money printerino anymore. And because of that, a lot of new people have been happy to step in and promise to be the solution, the new monopoly man, if you will, but a better one, sort of. Enter Celsius, who we're talking about today, a company that takes crypto and also lends it, that pitched itself as being a new place to put your money and borrow money. But that's kind of not a bank. It calls itself a new economy. An economy where, quote, financial freedom doesn't come with a price tag, which sounds about as believable as a diet pill that gets you a six-pack without the exercise. But even so, Celsius's pitch was undeniably effective, promising up to 10% a year on your money. Since they opened their doors in 2017, they've taken in a grand whopping total of $25 billion worth in crypto. And for a while, things were going great, right up until on June 12th, 2022, they suddenly collapsed without warning and froze withdrawals and went radio silent. And it has everyone wondering, how could this happen? Well, that is what we are trying to answer today. I've done a shorter video on this, which we'll link here, but this time we're gonna go much deeper down the rabbit hole because I believe Celsius is unfortunately finished, insolvent, and I'm about to tell you why. It begins with one man and his vision.
You know, we need someone to help us with our financial accounts, with our financial life. And normally we trust people that we think are acting in our best interest. But what if these people are not acting in our best interest? What the banks really think is that because we have to trust them, we cannot trust somebody else. So they don't believe that a company like Celsius can exist, because who would be crazy enough to give their coins, their crypto, to somebody who's not a bank, right?
That is Alex Mashinsky, the creator of Celsius. He's critical to understanding the collapse of Celsius. And the first thing you should know about him is that he claims to have done a lot in his career. We can get a glimpse of just how many businesses Alex has had in his lifetime from a 1999 article which says this. He tried importing urea from Russia, selling Indonesian gold to Switzerland, and brokering poisonous sodium cyanide excavated from China for use by gold mines in the US. Now, all of these businesses failed, obviously, but the point is he's always been selling something, and probably the biggest thing he's been selling is one of his claims that says that he's the person who invented VoIP. Voice over the internet protocol, something that I know you've used before, even if you've never heard of it. Things like WhatsApp use it. But this claim, it turns out, is actually a little bit exaggerated. Alex Mashinsky says he's one of the inventors, but all the records I could find on the history of VoIP suggest he wasn't the first to do it or even a key inventor at all. He has a patent that goes back to 1994, but VoIP was already a thing by then, with an app called Rascal in 1989. And he wasn't the first to monetize it either. A company called VocalTech was the first. But as you'll find, Alex doesn't let an inconvenient truth like that stop him. Instead, he pitches himself as a central piece of this technology, despite most histories of VoIP not even mentioning him. And this is a pattern of behavior of slightly stretching the truth. He claims, in fact, to be the inventor of a lot of things. He says he has patents that cover aspects of the smart grid, ad exchanges, Twitter, Skype, the App Store, Netflix's streaming concept. You'd think he basically invented the internet, actually. And in addition to him being this amazing inventor, another core part of his story seems to be that he's also a man of the people, not interested in money, but instead, he's interested in fighting for the little guy and taking down mean old monopolies. This is his core pitch about VoIP, and also it's his new pitch today about banks.
So I fought the monopolies my entire life. I mean, I fought the phone companies. I fought all the different people who thought that it was a God-given right for them to charge high rates forever to all of us. And so VoIP was a great example of that, right? Where basically we created a new technology, a new platform, completely decentralized, completely autonomous to the phone, to the entire phone lines infrastructure, and it rode on the internet for free, right? So the same thing is happening now with money, right? And this is the first time that you can basically replace the banks. The internet hasn't been able to do it. The first time that the technology, the crypto technology and the blockchain technology can replace the banks completely with peer-to-peer. So we're going from voice over IP to money over IP.
Money over IP. He says that's his new project with Celsius. And I gotta say, more centralized finance, where you cut out the middleman and create smart contracts or little bits of code to replace what a bank might do, like lending, for example. Instead of going to a bank, you can go to Compound or Aave to get a decentralized loan. But crucially, in this DeFi world, Celsius doesn't exactly actually fit because it's not decentralized at all. It's just his company. And this is where things get a little weird. Because when Alex Mashinsky describes what Celsius is in theory, it sounds like he's eliminating banks.
That is the killer. The application of basically eliminating the toll collector is the purpose of the blockchain.
But then when he describes what Celsius actually does, it sounds like he is a bank.
So Celsius Network enables you to deposit your coins, it enables you to lend them to someone else, and you get to keep 80% of the value.
I mean, you just heard it. Celsius takes deposits and lends money. That's literally the definition of a bank, according to Investopedia, except, well, for the fact that in this definition, it also says license. And in that one sense, the worst sense of all, Alex is correct. Celsius is not a bank because it turns out they're not licensed to do this. If your bank loses money, for example, it's insured. If Celsius loses your money, well, you're out of luck. And this verbal sleight of hand is a pattern with Celsius. Mashinsky would use words like deposit and withdrawal, which sounds like banking terms for a savings account, don't they? But in their terms of service, they explicitly spell out that
This is not the album. It's not the album. All the songs.
That Drake verse they were playing before I died. That's on that upstairs account.
Bro.
You have it like a long way. Roll up, bro. Roll it ever like.
Lewis.
Roll up.
Oh, bro, can you work on the 28th, bro? Good move, bro. They said they'll pay top dollar. They referral from the last one, bro. A referral from the last one. The last move we did. We did a move like 2 weeks ago, bro, with that dude in the U-Haul. In his apartment, bro. We moved him to that other.
Oh. Where's he moving? What's he doing?
No, a different person's moving.
Oh.
This, it's an old lady home.
House or home?
Apartment, 4th floor to 5th floor. With top dollar, they said. Yes, bro.
Who said that?
The people who paying.
What does that mean?
They said charge the same price, whatever. Like your top dollar is. Like yeah, but you know, whatever you charge. That's the end of the month too, so we chilling, bro.
It's a packing move.
No, bro. It's just like this shit gonna be.
How many people?
Oh, we just gonna pull up there. We can bring somebody.
People, like,
We gonna charge what we want. We can bring somebody if we want.
Did you estimate? Did you go see it?
They just sent me the pictures of what we can bring in.
When is it? When is she going?
28th or 29th.
Of this month?
Oh yeah, they sent me pictures, bro.
Oh, what are the pictures about?
You know, just an old person home, just that shit, bro.
So what you do?
Just yeah. Just charge him that bread, bro. What you mean?
What can I do for you?
Huh?
What's that? Well, how many hours do you think it's gonna take us? How many people and how many hours do you think it's gonna take you?
We could just do it, bro. It's just an apartment move.
It's 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. It'd be like 4 or 5 hours, bro.
It's light like that.
Yeah, bro.
Not even a 30 minute for the elevator.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so it's light.
Yeah.
So how much would you charge it?
Between
Total
100 and 200 an hour. Oh. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. You felt that. You know what I mean, bro? Would you do anything for the holiday tomorrow, bro?
Me?
Yeah.